Hey everyone, and welcome back. I'm from the Dr. Cool Cat team, and today we are going to dive deep into one of the trickiest parts of the GED, the essay. There's this one huge myth that could be tanking your score, and we're going to bust it wide open. So let's kick things off with a question that gets right to the point. Okay, let's be real for a second. When you're writing that GED essay and you're pulling in evidence, do you think the secret to a high score is just stuffing it with as many quotes as you can possibly find? Is that the magic formula to show the grader you know your stuff? Whoa, hold on. If you said yes to that, you're not alone. But you've walked right into a classic GED trap. Seriously, just dropping quotes left and right is one of the fastest ways to lose points. Graders can spot it a mile away. But hey, no worries, that's exactly why we're here. We're going to get this sorted out for good. So here's our game plan for today. First, we'll uncover the GED quote trap. Then, I'm going to give you your secret weapon for scoring big. We'll walk through a technique called the ICE method, look at some real examples of what to do versus what not to do, and then it's your turn to try it out. All right, first up, let's talk about the GED quote trap. This is all about why just throwing quotes onto the page is actually costing you some really valuable points. Okay, so take a look at this. This is a perfect example of what we see in lower scoring essays all the time. It's just one quote after another, kind of stitched together. You see, there's no you in there. There's no original thought. It's just a list. And what's really important here isn't what's on the slide, it's what's missing. We call this a quote dump. And honestly, all this really shows the grader is that you have some pretty decent copy and paste skills. But the GED essay isn't a typing test, right? It's a thinking test. They want to see how your brain works, how you analyze information, not just how well you can repeat what somebody else wrote. All right, so now that we know the trap, let's talk about how to get out of it. We're moving on to your secret scoring weapon. This is a super simple framework that's going to help you turn those quotes into actual real points. And here it is, your new best friend for the GED essay, the ICE method. It is so simple. It stands for introduce, cite, and explain. It's this little three-step formula that makes sure you're actually using evidence to build a strong argument, not just dropping it in there and hoping for the best. Okay, let's really master this thing. We're going to break down ICE piece by piece, because each step has a really important job to do when you're building a powerful point-scoring argument. Check it out. It's this easy. First, I is for introduce. You're just setting the scene. Tell us, where'd this info come from? A city report? A scientist? This gives your point some real backbone. Next up, C is for cite. This is where you put in your proof, a short quote or a key fact. And then the magic happens with E for explain. This is where you connect all the dots and show the grader why any of this even matters. Now, when you get to that cite step, I have a golden rule for you. You ready for this? 10 words. That's it. Try to keep your direct quotes to 10 words or less. Seriously. You know why? Because it forces you to pick out only the absolute most important part of the quote and then wrap it in your own words. And that is exactly what graders love to see. Listen, if you remember one thing from today, let it be this. The E in ICE, the explain step, is where you make your money. It's where you get the points. You have to imagine the grader reading your essay, kind of shrugging and thinking, okay, so what? Your explanation is the answer to that so what. It shows you're not just a robot copying text, you're a thinker, and that's what gets you a fantastic score. All right, talk is cheap, right? Let's see this whole thing in action. We're going to put a weak example right next to a strong one so you can really see the difference for yourself. It's going to be night and day. Check this out. On the left, you've got the low score example. It's fine, it states a fact. But now, look at the high score example. See what's happening? It introduces the evidence, a city study found. It cites the killer fact, commute times dropped 15%, and then, boom, it explains why it matters, which directly supports the author's claim. It's a complete, powerful thought. So much stronger, isn't it? And here's a little pro tip for you. You can use ICE to absolutely crush those questions where you have to compare two different articles. It's actually pretty easy. You use ICE to present a great piece of evidence from one side. Then, in your explain step, you can say something like, this hard data from the city study is way more convincing than the other author's vague opinion. See? You're not just stating facts, you're evaluating them. That's next level stuff. Okay, enough of me talking. It is your turn to practice. Let's see you put this new skill to the test. I'm going to give you a weak, kind of, quote, dumpy sentence, and your job is to transform it into a high-scoring powerhouse using the ICE method. Okay, here we go. Your sentence to fix is, the report says costs fell dramatically and writers increased. It's kind of clunky and vague, right? So go ahead, hit pause right now, and give it a shot. Rewrite this thing using introduce, cite, and explain. I'll wait. And we're back. How did you do? Let's look at a really strong rewrite. You can see the ICE method working perfectly. The city's 2024 report shows that's our introduction. Operating costs fell 12%, while ridership rose 9%. That's our cite, using specific numbers. And then, strengthening the claim that the policy is cost-effective and popular, that's our killer explanation. It's specific, it's analytical, and it's super persuasive. So let's wrap this up with the most important takeaways. Number 1, no more quote dumping. Just stop. Number 2, ICE is your new best friend. Introduce, cite, explain. Always. Number 3, remember the magic number, 10 words or less for those direct quotes. And finally, and this is the big one, the E. Your answer to so what is where you rack up those points. You guys did amazing today. Seriously, this one skill can completely change your essay score, so give yourself a pat on the back. Now, I really want to see how you did on that practice sentence. Jump down into the comment section and share your ICE-powered rewrite. Let's see what you've got. Hey, if this strategy was helpful, do us a huge favor and hit that like and subscribe button. We've got way more GED busting tips coming from the whole Dr. Cool Cat team. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Keep practicing and always remember, you've got this.